Hello, welcome to my crystal collection video. This is part 5 in a 10-part series. If this is the first one you're watching, you should probably go check out parts 1 to 4 first, because this is a continuation and I might be referencing crystals I've showcased previously in those videos. But with that being said, let's just jump right into it. So we're starting off this video with my Forest Epidote with Quartz Inclusion specimen. Epidote is quite common and is found in abundance almost everywhere. However, its most treasured pieces have come out of Iran, until recently that is, because there's been a recent sort of discovery of some very unique specimens that have been coined Forest Epidote. This Forest Epidote is distinctive due to its ridges, as well as being loaded with quartz. These specimens are coming out of Turkey, and they've been a big hit in the mineral crystal collectors space ever since it was discovered, which was only back in September 2023. Epidote's coloring ranges from a lighter, warm-toned green to a darker green, almost just so dark that it almost looks black. And in the case of Forest Epidote, you have it hovering somewhere in the middle with this very rich and deep forest green color, hence the name. And next I have my Kambaba Stone Small Tower. Now usually you'll see this stone being labeled as a jasper. You'll also hear about this stone being fossilized algae, and even the first algae that, created oxygen, ergo life, known as cyanobacteria. And that cyanobacteria is what makes the Kambaba green. Well, I hate to tell you this, but all of that is complete BS. None of this is true. It's simply a stone, just a pretty stone, because it's an igneous rock. Not a stromalite, which is a fossil, and it's not a jasper, because a jasper is a microcrystalline. This is just an igneous rock. I assume this mislabeling was motivated by making sales, which is just shady and annoying because it's unnecessary. It's a really pretty rock that would just sell anyways. I mean, I bought it because I like it still, even if it's just an igneous rock. I mean, there used to be a similar stone called Nebula Stone, where the pattern's the same as a Kambaba, but the green and black colors are inverted. It came out of Mexico, but has all but disappeared out in the wild, so now its value has literally skyrocketed. So there's no reason to think that Kambaba wouldn't do the same on its own merit, and without, lying and making up stories about the stone. So yeah, but Kambaba is also only found in one place in a region of Madagascar, so it's still pretty rare to find because it only comes from that one specific area. And I think it's really pretty. So yeah. Moving on, we get to my black tourmaline specimen. So I've mentioned before in previous video how tourmaline comes in many colors, but the most common of them all is black. So black tourmaline is just a great crystal that's easy to come by and also very affordable if you're looking to start yourself a little collection. And I just love the color because it's so deep, like black, yet still somehow shimmers when you shine it on the light. It just really has this sort of shimmer color, which is interesting since not many black crystals do this. Next, I have my Arfvedsonite large tower, and actually in raw form, it resembles black tourmaline quite a bit. However, with Arfvedsonite, there's a mix of cyanites and alkaline granites, causing these different pigmentations to occur. The places which produces Arfvedsonite include Canada, Greenland, Malawi, Mongolia, Morocco, Russia, and the US. And it's just really pretty. It usually comes in carved form because when you carve it, it brings out the sort of coloring of the mixtures that Arfvedsonite is known to have within it. It tends to get lost when it's in its raw form. Up next is my blue kyanite specimen, blue being the most common color. However, it also comes in white, light gray, green, and on the very rare occasions, yellow, orange, and pink. It also has this pearly sheen to it, and an interesting feature is how it lands on the Mohs scale hardness, because it's different depending on the crystallographic direction, where in this direction it lands on a hardness of 7, while in this direction the hardness changes to a 5.5 on the Mohs scale. There's a handful of locations where one could find kyanite, which are Antarctica, Australia, Austria, Brazil, and Brazil being the area that produces real Jimmy quality specimens, by the way. Also Kenya, Norway, Russia, Switzerland, Tanzania, and also the US. And yeah, it's just really pretty. And then I have another green purple fluorite specimen here, which I won't really go into detail because I've already showed it off previously with specimen A in a previous video. And yeah. So moving on to my Ocean Jasper Large Sphere. This variety showcases spherical patterning, and this piece in particular has more miniature orbital patterns. All Ocean Jasper comes out of Madagascar, and yeah, I just think that is just really pretty. And yeah, I think that's everything for now. However, we still have 5 more videos of crystals to go, so hopefully people are finding these interesting, these videos, and yeah, aren't going to get bored further down the line, because I'm having fun just, showcasing them off and talking about them. So yeah, I shall see you next time. Bye!